That's R-R-W-W-A. I'm a Raider with an attitude. R-R-W-W-A. I'm a Raider with an attitude. If you first a pop off, then you most likely to win. See, I'm a Raider with an attitude, living in sin. I got a sword and a grin, the shield's protecting my race. These bitch ass motherfuckers get the fuck out my face. I'm about to give them a taste. Torpedoes set to explode, and these fools ain't fucking in. That's why they call them cowboys. And what's this bucket in the stands? Donkeys making crowd noise. They could eat on this when they take their L poison. I'ma call it like I see you. Watch me do as I please. Raider Nation, California, like the smoke in them trees. And I'ma toast to my G's while I'm slapping these fleas. I don't fuck with cheese and charges, that's why I'm crossing out seas. Raider Nation over everything, I make them believe. Before the game even starts, I'm already making them bleed. From the culture to the colors, homies, this is my life. I let the whole world know this.
Raiders, bitch! If not, fuck your team.
Fuck your team.
All day.
Baby, it's January 24th, and what a day it is, baby. We got AP in the bag. We got our GM in the bag. And guys, we are moving forward in the whole saga of what's going on in our front office. Hey, no doubt about it. We got lots to talk about. I got my girl Val from TBH Dallas. I got my boy Olin from TBH Dallas.
What's up?
I got my boy Tony B from TBH Spokane.
Yeah.
And of course, my co-captain, my VP out of TBH Western Colorado, Matty B.
What up, fam?
Hey guys, like we just said, lots to talk about today. A dark horse candidate comes out and wins the GM job. I mean, Tom Telesco, I really didn't hear anything about him till about this weekend. Next thing I know, he gets the first interview, second interview, then bam, gets the job. Matty B, I'm going to start with you. What's your thoughts on the hiring of Telesco?
He's got a good background for drafting. Free agent signing is a little bit different. But I mean, I think it's a good move. We're not going younger at GM, giving the new guy a shot. I think we need somebody a little bit more experienced in that position, drafting wise, because I mean we haven't hit on any of our draft picks in how many years.
Yeah.
So Jacobs. Well, I'd say the top picks. Yeah. I mean, we hit on Max. I mean, we've hit on a couple here and there.
Well, I mean, like we every now and then, but are they still with us? You know what I mean? Like if you look at Telesco and the Chargers, man, he's been there since 2013, I think.
Yeah.
So, and his teams, his draft or his players, they're usually on the team, or they trade them away, and get draft picks for them or whatever. But most of their players are pretty decent that he picks out. We're not reaching for a guy with that guy. I mean, I think that's just a position. I like Kelly, but I think he obviously lacks a little bit of stuff. And I think that's why Davis didn't stay with him.
No, absolutely. I mean, like I can see what you're saying. Lack of experience. This guy got 11 years already, and then you got a rookie head coach. You don't want to put a bunch of rookies in positions like that, and it makes it a little bit more complicated. All in. You already started chiming in, baby. Hit me with your thoughts.
Yeah, I wasn't sure at first, but I didn't do my homework either. I, for some reason, thought he was an assistant GM, like the 49ers dude that went to Washington. But the more I looked at it and read about it today, I like it, man. Like Matt said, he's got, 11, 12 years experience out in San Diego, LA. And then before that, I was reading he was with the Colts for I think 15 years and started out as a scout. I mean,
yep, I forgot about that.
And got up to VP of football operations. I mean, the dude worked his way up. And Matt nailed it. He, drafting. I don't know that we'll know if he was responsible for all those wild contracts, but he gets players he got players to the Chargers. They just couldn't do nothing with them.
No, absolutely.
I like
That's
it, man.
Coaching.
I like it. Yeah, 100%. I like it. Curious to see what happened to, or if we'll ever hear what happened to Dobbs. He was high on Mark's list, so I was kind of surprised we didn't go that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Oh, I'm sorry.
But I like breaking the trend.
No, I agree. I agree with that comment of breaking the trend. Hey, Tony B, give me your thoughts, baby.
It's really easy for me to sit here and select my pick of who I would like, but overall, in those offices, they do what they think is the best route for the team. Mark Davis obviously saw something that he was really high on. It could have been a little play towards because everybody was pushing for AP so hard, and then the Max Crosby thing came out, and then he's like, you know what? It's kind of forcing my hand. It could have been a little bit of his way to say, hey, look, I still have control in this situation. This is my way. This is where I want to do with it. I'm not going to fold to the pressure of the fandom twice. And Champ Kelly was a great selection. Would have been a great selection. But the experience is what's key in that role. And for the guidance and the leadership that we need that experience. And I think we got it. So I like the signing. The more like at first I'm like, I don't want to, the Chargers, but man, dang, I don't, but then I looked at it like Olin said, I did my research a little bit today. I looked at it, figured out that he wasn't behind a lot of those, going over on that cap space. So, I was like, this $40 million in cap hit, and we're going to hire him. And then I read, I'm like, okay, sorry, he's good. I'll take him.
Yeah.
No,
But-
absolutely.
And he makes moves, man. I mean, fuck, he went and got Khalil Mack for next to nothing from the Bears, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I mean,
Did he trade up for Justin Herbert too?
I
don't
believe
remember if he did or if
Justin-
they were just like a bad team that year or not. I can't remember.
No, I think
Both?
it was I don't think he traded up. I think he stayed put. I think Miami fucked up and didn't take Herbert and took Tua. Was a thing. I think that's how he fell.
Oh, okay.
It was because they were back-to-back picks, I believe. I could be wrong.
Okay. And hey, the best looking person on the show, obviously, Val, your thoughts on the GM Telesco coming in?
I don't know much about him.
Okay.
But I have been reading some good things, so I'm hoping for the best.
No, I agree. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'll finish this off, all right? I agree with all the comments that everybody here said, okay? I really feel like the guy has made a lot of moves that addressed a lot of the Chargers' needs this last decade. He's made a lot of great draft picks. He has a lot of players that you can say, hey, you can put your cap on. Yeah, salary cap issues, I get it. And he did overlook all those contracts and say, hey, you know what? Okay, them. But just like any other team, bro, you build these teams to win a championship in so many years. And to say that they haven't had a championship roster in the last couple of years is absolute bullshit.
They've had playoff.
The Chargers have a fucking roster. They have players. The one thing that he lacked in was having a coach. And that's where we already had our coach. And again, I really feel like the Raiders this time around are again a team that is being led by the head coach. This is not a team being led by the GM. I want you guys to listen, okay? If you listen to the whole thing that he came in and he's like, look, I am here to support AP. Everything around there now, I think with the Raiders is going to be about putting the best people around AP to give him support, and where he's inexperienced, to put the most experienced people in. Guys, what are your thoughts on that?
You can't argue that. Marvin Lewis, Tom Coughlin. The thing I really like about AP, man, is it's not an ego thing. The man knows he's going to need some help, right? He's new to this, so he knows he's going to need some help. And he brought in people that he's played for, he's trusted, because he played for Marvin Lewis, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Marvin was in Washington, wasn't he?
Yep.
No, I mean, I like it, man. And it's crazy to me because we didn't get to talk about the Harbaugh thing, but I think, or the coaching thing, since AP got hired, it's crazy. I don't, I always said it was a Harbaugh AP race, right? It wasn't even Harbaugh wasn't even in the race, man. It was a AP. I think AP had the job since the post game meeting in Denver.
Yep.
So I think Mark felt he earned it. I don't know that he let really anybody influence it. I think people were putting pressure on him because they wanted the decision, but he had to go through the process. He caught a lot of shit and I believe some fines when he didn't go through the Rooney Rule when he hired Gruden. So he just had to go through the process.
Yeah. And I mean, like, it's pretty wild to think about that. He already had his coach in place. And again, everybody thought we were going to do it backwards. We were going to go GM, then head coach. But we went
that
head
was a
coach, then
report too,
GM.
right?
Yeah.
Like that
And I
was.
mean, like,
It was.
So,
That's great.
Tony, go ahead.
My thing is, I'm just happy, man. Like everything that we're doing, the moves are fitting the direction that, like, I see as very good. So I'm like watching all these podcasts and I'm watching these news clips and I'm just going, man, y'all in trouble. Like I told you last week, if they hire AP, I believe it's playoffs and coach of the year. I just have I mean, we always have this really passionate feeling as Raiders fans, but this is like, I feel like a complete, proper overhaul of the morale from the locker room to the executives to everything. I'm loving it. I'm excited. I'm just pumped.
You know what? Tony just hit something on the head, brother. It's funny because I watch a lot of other stuff as well. And Josh, you guys go, 209 Josh comes out and he's like, dude, Raider Nation just has to figure out how to be happy. Like, we literally cannot be happy about anything.
I told you, we can win the Super Bowl and we didn't win by enough points.
It's insane to me, like, the amount of text messages and messages that we were getting just of, hey, why is the coach not signed yet? Why don't we have a GM yet?
Right.
Like, literally, we did a podcast last week where the podcast says week 1 off season. And everybody is asking me like, yo, why don't we have a GM? Why don't we have a coach? Who are we going to draft?
Week 1.
Week 1 in the offseason. The playoffs are not even over. I don't even know what other coaches are being fired next week. I mean, that there's some more people that are going to get fired, let go. But yet here we are as Raider Nation saying, oh, we hired a GM with 11 years of experience, has Pro Bowlers up and down the roster.
It still ain't good enough.
It's still not good enough.
Should have went with Champ, who is
Champ is still on the Champ is still on the books. He's still with the Raiders.
He is. I'm just saying, like, we didn't go. Like, they look at it as we didn't go with Champ Kelly, and we didn't give him the shot, and he went with AP. He should have been a package still. But I get, he's been an assistant for how many teams, I'm not hating on Champ in any means because I think he did great when he came in and stepped in for what he did, the players that he brought in off of free agency, or not free agency, but off the waiver wires and stuff like that, So he did good when he did that, but I think he's still too young to be that guy that we need. We need somebody with the experience. We're not winning doing it the way we've been doing it the last 10, 11 years. We're not doing it.
Can I be real, fellas? I mean, like, hey, he's still on the thing, and I guarantee you he was part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, Mark Davis got the bag. He got a GM. He has an assistant GM in the waiting. He got his head coach. He got 2 out of the 3 guys. The only way you get a bigger bag is by bringing Ed Dobbs, having Champ Bailey, and having freaking Telesco all in the building.
This is my thing on Ed Dobbs. I don't think we got Ed Dobbs because I think if Harbaugh is coming to the NFL, he's going with Harbaugh, I believe. And I think that's why we didn't get. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that's what happened. I just think that's my opinion why we didn't get Ed Dobbs over Telesco.
I'm just glad we got AP and
Yeah,
not Harbaugh.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Hit me with it. What'd you say?
I said I'm glad we got AP, the coach that we wanted, and we didn't get Harbaugh. Like, don't get me
I'm
wrong.
happy with that, man. I'm happy with that.
I agree with that.
100%.
Bro, what's your thoughts on that? Why can't Raider Nation ever be happy?
Because we're bipolar.
Because it's been 22 years of the
More than
same.
that.
And let's not forget. Let's not put all this on Mark, right? A lot of this started with Al. This dysfunction in Al's late years, man. He was trying to put together something quick every year and trying to win. And it's led to 20 years of dysfunction. I think that's just what it is. It's just impatient because of the dysfunction, and it's been so long.
But can you said some? What was that, Val?
We've been so unhappy and dissatisfied for so long. We don't know what happiness is anymore.
Yo, she hit the nail on the head, bro. We're like the Grinch of the NFL right now. Shoot. We could get hit with all sorts of stuff coming from the sky, and we still like, nope. We ain't happy about it. But, guys, I'm going to tell you something. I see a lot of hope this season. I see a lot of positive things moving that Raider Nation should be excited about. We have a base. We have a structure. We have a way of doing things. Now, I don't know. Like I said, hey, I listened to the AP coming out. I was pumped up. I want to go play for AP. I want to sign up. I don't know what they're going to do with me at a 42. I might be like running them donut holes all over the place, carrying some helmets. But sign me up.
I'll be squirting water in their mouth. I got the towel. I don't give a rat's ass. I'm trying to kick it.
You'll get that Max Crosby effort, though, baby.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm squirting like crazy water.
That's what I love. Yo, that's what he does. He gets the most out of you. He makes you want to run harder. He's like, yo, the first thing he does in the meeting is start with Raiders. Sent chills down my spine, bro. I'm listening in the car and I'm like, whoa. I like that.
And why has he not got a deal with Nike for Air Force Ones? Like, that motherfucker should have his own shoe.
Hey,
like, I got him just because he got him.
Hey, it's probably coming.
Hey,
the endorsements can wait. He's got a team to build. Let's go.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
But I think it was Tony who just said it, man. AP could be coach of the year next year, or Matt. I don't remember who said it. But I really think, and I said this the other day. I really think, and we weren't as bad as the Texans were before Ryans and Stroud, but I really think that if we get the right quarterback, man, we could have a takeoff like the Texans had. AP and whatever quarterback they choose, they can have that same type of success, I think.
Oh, I agree. And I think we're going to look at a lot of different things at that position.
They better name that man coach of the year. Fuck the Texans, but goddamn, the turnaround that dude had, hats off to him, man. You can't do nothing but applaud that.
He coached the hell out of that team.
Hey, I was rooting for them the whole time, man.
Dude, 3 and 14, man.
That quarterback is something else.
Absolutely, man. So,
100%.
guys, we talked, hey, you know what? We talked Telesco. We got Champ Kelly. Hey, we got our guy AP. Now, hey, let's move on to segment 2, guys. In segment 2, we're talking OC. Guys, it is absolutely packed at the OC position right now. We've interviewed Luke Gacy from Chicago. We've asked to interview Mike Sullivan, the quarterback's coach that took over for Matt Canada out of Pittsburgh. We got Cliff Kingsbury, the guy that coached at Arizona. You got the OC, Alex Van Pelt, from the Browns. You had Dan Pitcher, but
Yeah.
All In broke the news to us here a little bit earlier. Go ahead, break it to us, All In. Tell us how
Yeah,
you
he's
broke
been
your heart.
promoted. He's been promoted to OC in Cincy. I just wanted to interview, man. You want to interview these guys who have been in these systems. Cincinnati, they're winning. The Rams, the
No,
49ers,
absolutely.
these high flying successful offenses, man. You want to see what those guys have to say,
I at least want to take the girl to the dance.
right?
At least let me take you to the dance. Let me show you, a little woo woo.
Right.
Little woo woo, baby. You
Let's see
never
that.
know. You
Let's
might want
show
to
them that
come to the
Raider
dark
way.
side.
Right. Right.
But Zach Robinson from the Rams.
I
Hey,
like
here's
that
an
look
in-house
too.
hire that has not been getting a lot of wind or any behind their sales. Is Edgar Bennett. And you know what? Again, I know a lot of people don't like it, but he's a big name as an OC, and that's going to be Eric Bieniemy. Yo, I'm going to
No,
start
he
with,
could miss us with that.
yeah. Yo, let's start with Tony B. Tony B, give me your thoughts. Who do you like? Who you don't like? What do you see?
Kingsbury, the Arizona coach Kingsbury. I would like to see his offense with a quarterback that can run it, and I don't think we have that at the moment. So if we do get him, we get a quarterback that fits his system. Bieniemy, I like him. I do. I think he in a good coaching tree. I mean, I don't know if Washington was the great fit for him. I think he kind of went backwards a little bit there. But he also didn't have Andy Reid right next to him, helping him with some of
You just nailed it, brother.
those decisions. You know what I'm saying? So, can he do that by himself? I don't know, but I wouldn't be opposed to either of those two. I mean, there's many, like you said though, there's many great candidates out there. I just want to see the offense fit the quarterback play. So that would be determining on where I go. So.
Oh, you just
Okay.
nailed that too.
All
Hey,
in?
that's what I do, boy. Let's go.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, first of all, I'm a strongly disagree with you. Eric Bieniemy can kick rocks. Don't bring him in the building. He's not going to fit AP's culture. Look at the issue he had in Washington this year. Players thought he was too tough on them, right? Like, let's be honest. This guy was passed on, and the media destroyed all the NFL teams hiring over the years because they weren't going after Eric Bieniemy, right? Why? Why weren't they as a head coach? Why weren't teams going after him as an OC? Man, he's just to me this year he proved he ain't shit without Andy Reid. So for me, he's gone.
Okay.
I like the Kingsbury, but Tony nailed that one too, man. You got to have a quarterback. AOC cannot run that offense, not even a little bit. You got to be mobile to run that offense. If Kingsbury's the guy that tells you exactly where they're going in the draft, and we ain't staying at 13, we moving on up.
Yeah.
You got to, right?
Absolutely.
Gosh, I hope so.
You're gonna move up, man. You got to run that offense. I'm intrigued by the Rams guy, Robinson. Man, like I said earlier, man, just any guys from places that have had a lot of offensive success. I'm interested in seeing them interview. But the OC hire, that's gonna tell you a lot about what they're gonna do, QB wise in the draft.
Yo, Matty B, thoughts?
Man, I like so my guys, I think I like the most out of all these guys are the Zach Robinson out of Los Angeles. And then I like what's his name? Dan Pitcher from Cincinnati. I think they've both been doing solid work. Like Holland just said, they come from winning cultures, and they produce winning quarterbacks and offenses, and can't predict injuries and stuff like that, but hey, if you're getting the job done and you're putting up a top 10 offense or something like that, or you're bringing a team back that was dead and you fired somebody or whatever, and you bring them back to life, I think that's the guys that you got to look at, you know what I mean? And I think, like he said, whatever coordinator you bring in, that's going to tell you a lot of what our offense is going to be running like. So I think.
You nailed it with the Pritchard guy, or what's the Cincinnati guy's name? Pritchard. Yeah, the statement they said was, man, Cincinnati was, because he was the quarterback coach.
Yeah, since 2016. That's how long he's been with the team. So
yeah, and they were impressed with what he did with not only Joe Burrow but Jake Browning. Right, Jake Browning played well, man. Like, I followed that dude's high school career because he's from back home. That kid could play. He just fell into some shitty circumstances in the league, but that's why they came out and said that was one main reason they promoted him, is because of what he did with those guys.
What I like about that guy is, if you were to put in, say, even like you went with a JJ McCarthy, I think he fits that guy's scheme. If you were to put in a Jaden Daniels, I think he could fit that guy's scheme. I think the guy knows how to work with a quarterback when it comes down to certain styles. Like, I can run my offense this way, or I can run my offense this way. Just give me what quarterback I need, and I can run an offense with it. And that's
well. Now you'll have to see what his offense is, though.
Yeah, but that's just what I'm saying. Like, you see like a Joe Burrow. He's not a Jaden Daniels, but right. You know what I mean? Like, I could see, like, if we were to get like a Kirk Cousins or something like that, I see him. He could run with a Kirk Cousins. I see him. He could do like a JJ McCarthy. I could see him doing, a Jaden Daniels where, they can do the switch in the motions and stuff like that. I see that guy.
Like, basically all the quarterbacks in the draft, essentially, like you said, McCarthy, Penix, Nix.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think he can mold any offense to any of those quarterbacks, in my opinion. I think he's, in my opinion, my favorite out of them. But I like the Zach Robinson. I'd really like to see if there's any steam in that area.
Okay.
Well, yeah, Pritchard's out, so shit. Robinson, your first pick then?
What's that?
Yeah, Pritchard's out.
The Cincy.
Oh, Dan Pritchard's out?
Yeah, he's out. Yeah, they promoted him.
Oh, man, that's who it was. Oh, man.
So who's your first guy then?
Robinson?
Let me talk to Robinson. Let me see what he's got. That's my next best dude right there that I have on my board. I like the Alex Van Pelt from Cleveland, but he's been around, So when you're bouncing so many places in so many years, there's obviously, somebody's seeing that we're not seeing.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So for OC, okay, you guys listen to what I said about what AP said? I want to see the shifts. I want to be a tough team. I want to see the ground and pound. Okay. I like you guys said, Dan Pritchard. I was like, yo, that dude's a beast. He's already signed, so he's already off the board. I'm not going to sweat it. I like the OC Van Pelt out of Cleveland. Let me explain why, okay? Because if you looked at the way that offense had to change so much this year, okay? You got Watson, Mr. Don't touch me in a certain bad way, Watson.
Mr. Rub and Tug.
Mr. Rub and Tug. Watson. Then he goes from that to Flacco.
No, he went to. No, he there was in between. They had
they had that Robinson Thompson. They had
like
five, right?
They had five different guys. Flacco was the last one they landed on.
Yeah, and you took them to the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, so that's why
off the couch.
Right.
So he took a guy, like you said, that was drinking beers, probably like right next to me. I said, "Yo, get out here, Tommy. We're just going to sling the rock and freaking throw this team into the fucking playoffs." So that's where I'm like, yo, you get that type of dude that can change his game around for that many types. That shows me that you have adaptability. Plus, if you look at the way they run their offense, they're ground and pound, bro. They're physical. They want to get nasty. And I think that's the attitude that AP wants to have on both sides of the ball. A team that's physical, that runs the ball, that is not scared to throw the ball vertically. Because they were throwing some bombs with Flacco.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah.
Shoot.
And back to your ground and pound point, man, they did all that without Chubb. And I believe their number 2 running back went down as well.
So
you're looking at Scott Van Pelt, or not Scott Van Pelt, but Van Pelt. So you're looking at then, right?
Alex Van Pelt, yeah. I like that. And I know that we brought in the guy from Chicago, Getsy, and people were like, oh, they had the number 1 Russian team and the number 2.
But they didn't have any passing game with that guy.
But also, it's because Justin Fields was running for his life, bro. I mean, when the dude is, when your QB is run, and can you see AOC running? We about to get negative 500 yards, baby.
He can't run.
Him and P. Manning can have a race, and I'm telling you, P. Manning might be.
You ain't lying.
So at the end of the day, we got to look at that, and we have to say, yo, can this OC come in, have the adaptability, and look how many stars are on that team in Cleveland. You got Amari Cooper. You have Chubbs. You have like names all over the place. Everybody got fade.
Myles Garrett.
Well, that's on the defense.
Well, I mean, it's still part of the team, man.
Yeah.
Njoku, I mean, the tight end. I mean, they use a tight end.
And I'd be like, if you look how those pieces fit, man, them pieces looking real nice in Las Vegas too.
Right.
I mean, we got number 1. We got a receiver. I'd be like, maybe we get JJ back. Maybe we don't. But I mean,
what's you guys' thoughts on that? What do you guys think about JJ?
Ooh, here we go. All right, hey,
I don't.
Are we good with the OC? Yeah. Are we good with the OC talk?
Yeah, I mean, we can't really say anything until we actually see an OC. You know what I mean? Like, you can give your opinion on all of it. It's like,
wait. Hold on, we got.
Who do you want, Val?
Oh, Val. Oh, here we go, Val.
Oh, you forgot about me.
Let's see who Val likes.
We were just seeing if you were paying attention.
Yeah, we were seeing if you were paying attention.
Okay, so just help me clarify here. So I don't know any of them. I know Cliff from Tech.
Mm-hmm.
And so he only played with Arizona, right? After he left from Tech to
he went from there to Arizona to coach Arizona.
Right. So that's the only NFL team that he coached, right?
He's currently the quarterback coach at USC.
So I don't remember how well they did with him.
Oh.
They were up and down. They had a lot of injuries. This first year there, they had a badass offense, and I believe they were like 11-6.
So I'm curious.
That was the year they got Kyler Murray.
He did well at Tech.
Rookie year.
So I'm just curious to see how well he does, or how well he would do if he had more opportunities. And with, the Raiders, he still has others to guide on with him as well. I'm just kind of curious on, I don't know, I lost my words.
So,
well, to Val's point, there's a lot of, there's a lot of unknowns there too, because you got to have a quarterback to run his system. So he's quarterback style of quarterback specific. So I think he could have success if he was just the OC and doesn't have to focus on a head coach role, for sure. But what do you do at quarterback?
Yeah. So with that being said, I'm just really curious on how he has full potential. Keep on going. You guys think we're gonna draft a QB?
Oh well.
Wait.
So we'll get into that.
There.
We'll get into that.
So if we get that, I don't know. My mind's just rolling. If we're able to acquire somebody that is a little bit better than ALC, I don't know, maybe it could work. I want to see his potential past just Arizona and So
So what I like about, and I'm going to tell you guys something, okay? What I heard about Kingsbury was that the reason that he was not successful in the NFL was because he was not very strict. He didn't have, there was no discipline on those teams. That it was more college boy atmosphere where the guys were just, kind of running the show and doing whatever they wanted. I think if you bring him onto an AP led team, that he doesn't have to be that disciplinarian, that he doesn't have to be that guy that is like, on top of guys, that can really make a difference because, as we've stated here before, there's coaches that are meant to be OCs and there's coaches that are meant to be head coaches. And Kingsbury is one of the guys that, to me, he's meant to be an OC. You know what? He can go over there and be like, hey, Johnny, good job. Good job. Pat him on the back, right? Hey, you can hug him up. You can be like that. AP can be the guy that's like, yo, what are we doing? He can be the warhammer. So I like that you brought up Kingsbury because a lot of people are going, oh, he needs this type of guy, this type of guy. Bro, he's also coached I can't say that word, rarity? A plethora, a variety. Okay, so I'm just going to say a plethora. Okay.
I'm sorry, I was like, what are you saying? Hold on. Wait, put them together.
I know.
So he has a plethora of quarterbacks that he's coached, different types, different things like that. So you got to look at that and say, hey, can you adapt it? And that's where I think AP's really doing his homework, man. He's saying, yo, we have a list of like 9 coaches that are potential OC candidates. So they're turning every rock to ensure that they're getting a guy that can adapt their style to whatever quarterback they bring in. Because as Val said, hey, do we draft one? Do we bring one in free agency? How are we going to do this? And Tom Telesco said it. Hey, you got to build your team roster through the draft, free agency, and some guys that are just sitting on the couch that nobody's even thought of, like Joe Flacco, and be like, yo.
And through trades.
So I'll be like,
something we've lacked in for a long time, man. How many times we've been on
damn, man, I've been so mad.
We need to get this guy, and we just totally just don't do anything. We just let that shit just blow over our head like yesterday's fucking sunshine.
Dude, like the Hopkins trade, like how are you not in on that? They gave up a bum ass running back in like a 2nd round pick, and then like when Telesco traded for fucking Khalil Mack last year, I thought, holy shit, they gave up what? That's it.
2nd round pick for him, and like a 3rd or something.
Was it even a 2nd? I thought it was like a 3rd.
Might even have been a 3rd, dude, or maybe even a 4th. Yeah, dude, maybe even a 4th. You might even be right.
It wasn't shit, and I'm like, there was not even a rumor that we were even linked to that. It's like, God, man.
But they took on his salary cap, I think is what that trade was, and that's why they got him for so cheap, because they ended up taking his salary cap that the Bears gave him, because he had a pretty big contract with the Bears.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got 1 year left on that deal. Hey, if they cut him, bring him home, baby.
Bring him here, man. Bring him here. Tom Telesco fucking brought him there and gave him a good deal. He's got that pool, so.
Well, shit, they ain't going to have no more money. They ain't going to have no money to pay anybody, none of their players. They're going to put it all into Harbaugh's ass. So, you got Matt's going to be gone.
That's different type of money, man. Your coach's money.
That dude's got money.
That's nothing but salary.
They were saying that they were going to be in so much of a hole that they were screwed anyways.
They're in a $50 million hole right now as the roster sits. They're fucked, which is why they're saying, like Tony or Will said earlier, Bosa's probably out, Max out, Keenan Allen's out. All these big contracts. That's why I'm like,
you have to. You're $50 million over the salary cap.
So what would you think about what if they put up Herbert? What do you think they'd get rid of Herbert then?
No.
If they get rid of Bosa and Mac and everybody else, you don't think they'd get rid of Herbert?
Nope. Herbert's the one receiver you have to keep.
Harbaugh's not getting rid of Herbert. He came there to coach Herbert.
Yeah, but what if Harbaugh moves up to? What if Harbaugh wants JJ McCarthy? Because there's rumors that That's his dude.
Nah,
And you pick
that ain't.
him at 5. Nobody's gonna expect that JJ McCarthy's
Nobody's
gonna
taking
go at
JJ
5.
McCarthy at 5, and then you fucking hose whoever wants Herbert. That they're not getting rid of Herbert, man.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like if they're getting like.
He was.
I'm not opposed to Herbert. I think he's a good quarterback. Now, do I think I don't like him because he plays for the Chargers? Fuck yeah, fuck that dude.
You know what, bro?
Oh, I'm not-
if Justin
I'm not
Herbert
saying
is
if he
signed by
wasn't
the Raiders,
there.
I'm gonna go buy the fucking jersey tomorrow. Because guess what?
I'm not saying if he's not available, don't fucking holler at him. That's by all means.
Bro, if he's available and the Raiders sign him, he's a Raider. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
we just upgraded the quarterback position by 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we
As
hit
long
the
as they don't
line
go-
if that freaking happens, bro.
As long as they
I'd
don't
be
go
shocked
Wilson,
if
I'm
that
happy.
happens.
Oh,
Right.
Fuck that guy. If we're doing anything like
Don't
that,
go
free agency,
Wilson,
I
I'm
think
happy as all get out.
yo. All right, hey, since Tony's we're already getting into it, guys. Hey, let's get into segment 3. Guys, in segment 3, we're
Mhm.
going to talk how to, hey, is Val?
I'm
Val,
here.
you're good? Are we good? Did I make sure to get your comments in? Are we good?
Val.
All right.
Yeah,
Hey,
she's mad.
now she's bad. All right, I'll hear about it later, guys. If you guys don't see me on the next podcast, find me on the back of a milk carton somewhere.
Colorado.
yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have milk cartons in Colorado. They banned that shit.
Yeah.
Green people here.
Yeah, we
Okay?
got bags.
You don't have bags.
Oh yeah, I forgot. They got rid of those too.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, you just gotta get it straight from the cow.
You gotta.
Straight from the teat.
So, guys, let's
God
talk
damn it.
about how the Raiders can upgrade this QB room. All right. Question number 1. All right. I'm gonna tell you like this. I think there's people have already come up with the list that said there's 4 possibilities that we do at the quarterback position. Right. I'm gonna give you all 4 different options. Now, if we roll with that option, I want to know what you guys would like to see happen. And you know what? We'll go from there, all right? So option 1, all right? Your first option is, A, if we have to roll with AOC at the quarterback position this year, okay? And I know everybody's like, no, we're upgrading. Well, let's say something happens, okay? And we have to roll with AOC, okay? What are the positions that we have to upgrade in order for our team to be successful this year? Hey, and you know what? I'm going to start with my man, Tony B, because, he got the beard of knowledge. So go ahead, hit me with the tone.
I'm not totally opposed to AOC. I do think we need an upgrade. And it's not that he wasn't getting better in progression. So I wouldn't be opposed to working something with him, like if we had to. And if that's the route we're going, I'm thinking offensive line help. Got to give him time because he's not going anywhere. So you got to give him that pocket time. So interior lineman would be the route that I would think would be the best if we stick with AOC.
Okay. All in?
Same, man. I mean, any quarterback, it's got to be the O-line, period. And I think that starts with the O-line coach. And then, like we talked last week, I don't think we need a ton of upgrades there. Just maybe one guy, get that rotten guy out of there. And, I've caught a lot of hate lately over the AOC thing. Look, man, AOC is all right? But in my opinion, AOC is a younger, less mobile version of Derek Carr. How many years did we scream as a nation as a whole, fuck Derek Carr, get rid of Derek Carr sucks, right? So now everybody's in fucking everybody wants to keep a younger, fucking less mobile version of him. I mean, like Gunny said 100 times on the podcast, you could see as soon as the ball snapped, you could see that dude getting sacked because he can't even take a step out of the fucking way. Like, come on, man. If AOC's the guy, cool. It is what it is. We just make sure we can do what we got to do to keep him upright and, hell, get the guy to take a fucking step. Because I just don't see that part of his game, man. And that wasn't there in college, and that's not something you're going to teach.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Val, what would you like to see us draft if AOC stays in as our starting quarterback?
I don't know. That's kind of tough for me because I feel like we could get somebody like I don't know. I feel like we should get a vet, but then at the same time, I don't want anybody washed out. We need somebody who can really guide AOC. And I mean, if he's not getting it, then he's not gonna get it, you know. But I don't know. If you get someone fresh, you could still mold them to play how you want them to play. I don't know. I think Jimmy was still a bad idea. So.
Oh, you ain't lying. But hey, Patty B.
Man,
thoughts?
you guys, Allen and Tony and Val, they all hit it with, or I mean, Tony, they hit it with the line. You know, like you got to have an offensive line. You know, but on the other hand, man, you need to upgrade your quarterback room too. Because if you don't upgrade the quarterback room and you have a rookie in there who has nobody to learn from or nobody to turn to when things go bad besides a coach, you know, who's an intern, who's got to deal with everything else, is not, or, you know, like the Patriots offense that they got rid of, you know, because they just, nobody could fit with that offense that they had. And when you have a rookie quarterback with nobody to turn to, I mean, Jimmy G he's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on the dude, but he wasn't the Jimmy G that everybody was expecting to come in, and everybody knew that, you know, from day one. And that's why a lot of people weren't with that trade. Or not trade, but that signing, you know. So like I say, you know, if you want a good quarterback, bring somebody in to fight with him for it, you know. Help him. That's how you get better as a rookie quarterback. You know, unless you're just, you know, CJ Stroud and, you know, you're that good, you don't need somebody to do it, you know. But with him and the way he played this year, he needs somebody to come in behind him or somebody to kind of push him, you know. So
I get you. So, guys, I think all of you guys have a point here. The one thing we said is, hey, what happens if we have to roll with AOC, right? That might mean we draft the guy and the guy isn't good enough to play. That might mean the free agents we bring in, maybe he outplays them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he wins his spot and just shows up in preseason and looks like a freaking animal, right? So, for me, what I would like to see, first of all, is for our OC to change his game plan. To use this kid's abilities to throw the ball vertically so we can stretch the field while also working on this kid throwing off platform and working pocket present, obviously, you know. You need to get development. Now, if we roll with AOC, I agree with you guys. The one thing you have to do is upgrade the offensive line. I'm looking at that tackle that's coming out of Penn State because everybody keeps saying, hey, you know what? He's probably the number 2 left tackle coming out, that Fashuno. I like him. And I'd be like, hey, don't be surprised is that at 13, we make a pull on a quarterback. I mean, guys, there's a lot of possibilities that, like, you could find out. You could see what's there at 13. I mean, Drake May, I hear a lot of Drake May that might fall out of the top 10. Do we make a play? I mean, like,
maybe there's a reason why.
What's up?
Maybe there's a reason why. Sometimes those quarterback falls, maybe it's personality traits, or maybe it's not 100% on field stuff. Like, I always use reference to that movie Draft Day. That movie Draft Day was it's pretty he falls because of the personality trait. So maybe there's a reason why he falls, and maybe that's not the guy for your program.
Yep. Well, think about this, all right? Do you guys remember the year that Randy Moss fell? Because everybody questioned Randy Moss's commitment to the game, or he had some weed problem at Marshall or something like that.
Yeah, I remember.
Bro, we skipped him over. We let him go.
Bro, we skipped everybody.
But man, the one I'm thinking of is Jeremy Tunsil. There was a lot of speculation. I mean, like you guys said, like there's people out there, their personality and things like that. But there's also, I believe, teams that do that to players in order for them to fall to them so they can pick them up. You know what I mean? Like I think there was rumors out there that the Dolphins at that time had started this rumor on all this stuff, and so that he would fall to him because he ended up going to the Dolphins, and
yeah.
Everybody's like, they're going
to. There's definitely mind games.
Yeah, exactly. Mind games, man. So, I mean, like, it's not necessarily that the guy is a bad player or that he has off-field issues or anything, but it could be something in the works of somebody trying to throw somebody off that they want him to fall to them, or, I mean, that's just another thing I'm just throwing out there. I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but,
You get, and you're right. I mean, like, for me, as a GM or as a coach or anything like that, if I'm interested in a player, if I say, hey, All In is the best player in the draft, and I know he's the best player, but I'm picking at 5 or 6, I might say All In has one short leg, like one longer. I might say, hey, you know what? Bro, he's missing.
Got little hands for a big guy.
He got little hands.
Right.
I'll be like, yo, like, hey, them cheeseburgers look big in that hand.
Right. That's 100% true, man. I mean, there's definitely mind games that take place for sure.
I agree with that. So, the second option here is, hey, if Justin Fields become available, do you make a play on him? And what do you offer for him? I'm going to start with Matty B. If Justin Fields becomes available, and they said, hey, they come to Dutton, I'm the Chicago Bears. Hey, I'm like, you're Mike Telesco. We're going to role play a little bit. I'm like, yo, Tom, what up, baby? I got freaking Justin Fields right here, bro. What do you got for me? What are you going to give me?
I'm going to give you my third-round pick for Justin Fields, man. I'm not paying you anything more than what he was worth, Like, he has not played anything more than what a third-round pick would get paid. He's not worth a first or a second rounder. He hasn't played up to that potential to be a first or a second round pick. If I'm going out there and I'm getting Hopkins for a second round pick, I'm not giving you a second round pick for Justin Fields. There's no way,
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a third round pick for him, and maybe I'll throw in maybe a Hunter Renfrow, maybe something like that. But
you know what?
Maybe a player, I could do something like that, maybe. But yeah, I mean, if you're giving away Justin Fields, I'm not going to take a shot on that kid. He's still got a lot of potential, and he's still under 30. So,
yeah, no, I like it. And that addresses. I think that addresses my. If I take Caleb Williams, I get my 2 to DJ Moore,
and that's giving me. And not only that, but hey, I'm keeping my first round pick in the process. So now I get to upgrade my team a little bit better with another first round pick that I get to choose from with my first year being here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. All right. Yo, Tony B, it's the Chicago Bears calling. What you got for me, baby? I got Justin Fields.
I'd be safe with third is good. If you had to, depending on the moves prior, like, the value is going to be depending on the moves prior. What route are you going? Like, who's taken? Like, do you want to, maybe throw a second to try to sweeten the pot just in case, some of your second, maybe third options are not there? I could see maybe pushing a little bit higher, but I'd say 2 at the tops and 3 is probably where it would be at.
All right. Hey, All in. I'm the Chicago Bears. I'm calling, baby. What's up? What you got for me for Justin Fields?
I'd give a second, right? I
Okay.
think, like Matt said, and what was his name? Colin Cowherd on Fox or whatever fucking network
Mhm.
he's on. I think he nailed it, man. He's not worth a first, right? Because he ain't
No.
played up to even the 11th pick. Now, is that Justin Fields? Is that where he's at? Because we all know Chicago kills quarterbacks. So I think the potential's there. I think a second round pick. I think it's worth the risk. Um, I also think if Fields is the route we're going to go, I think it'll be done long before the draft. I don't think it's going to come down to draft day.
No, I don't believe it at all. Nope.
I think that'll be done. Shit, maybe the beginning of April. Because when's the draft? The end of April.
End of
Yeah,
April. I just looked it up, bro.
Not only
25th,
that, it
I
should be
think.
done. When is free agency?
Yeah,
That's in March,
exactly.
isn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
Right? I
About a
believe it's
month
in
after
March.
the Super Bowl, I believe,
Yeah.
when the new league year opens. Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a done deal. I mean, you'll know if Chicago's going to pick or Chicago's going to, or either way. I really think I got a feeling, man, we make a deal with Chicago either for the number one or for Justin Fields.
Wow, the number one. I'm going to come back to that one because I'm going to see what you got that you're willing to give up to get that number one, all right? Yo, Val, it's the Chicago Bears calling, girl. I got Justin Fields. Do you want him? And if you want him, what are you willing to give me for him?
He's the quarterback now in Chicago.
I know this.
I'm just helping you out.
Be nice, guys.
I
Didn't
know.
know if she needed to relay that to Joe on his piece of paper and crayon, as he
Oh,
calls it.
yeah.
All right, go ahead, Val. Bro, hey, when we find you on the back of the milk carton next week, we know where he's at, bro. Hey, I saw her freaking pool in the back, bro. Ice bath now, bro. Gonna
I got
have
the
a
same
nice
thing over
frosty
here.
death back there.
Same thing out back.
Val, go ahead, girl.
You guys probably got more snow than we got.
Yep.
Oh, guarantee it. We ain't got no snow.
We got no snow right now.
We haven't had any either.
Yeah,
we had a little light. We had my bad. We had a light layer that melted by lunchtime.
Yeah, it's more than we've had.
Yeah, we ain't had nothing. But
That they shut the world down for out here in Texas, by the way. Fuck.
Dang.
And they wiped the fucking store shelves clean, man. You couldn't get no groceries. You could barely get fucking gas. People are dumb out here.
We had an ice storm. How long ago was that? It was probably, it had to have been like 8 years ago, maybe.
Same thing,
Man,
bro.
Ice storm, bro. And dude, it was crazy, bro. Everybody was still driving in it, dude. Like everybody's like sideways driving down the interstate. Like,
Ask Val, not in fucking Texas. We shut that shit down.
Yeah. Yo.
Hey,
Yeah, hey, Texans can't drive in fucking 105 degree. We ain't driving in the fucking
because
goddamn
everybody
ice and
owns
snow.
a two-wheel drive or a front-wheel drive vehicle down there, so you know.
Yeah, because we don't need it.
I know, but they're always
Yeah,
nice. When
what
that
was your
snow comes
pick?
in.
Yo. So, all right, Val. So I got Justin Fields. If you want Justin Fields, you don't have to take him. You can say, like, I wouldn't take him. But if I have Justin Fields and you want him, and you say that he's an upgrade at quarterback for us, what are you willing to give for him?
second round in a trade, maybe.
Like a player? Which you want to give me an idea of the player that you're thinking?
Vontae Adams.
All right. Look on her face. It says it all.
Somebody that's not delivering as well as they should be.
No, that sounds like Renfro.
Yeah.
Val, just fucking say a name, girl.
Yeah. Yo.
So I'm thinking of Renfro. I love the dude, but I don't know what happened, and
Yo. So he just doesn't work in the system. he was a system guy that excels with the system that Gruden put him in. He gave him the liberties. He had the things with his quarterback going.
Well, and it wasn't even. He didn't even really break out until Rich Bisaccia, honestly, because he. I mean, he had
that was his second year.
Like, hey, this guy's good, but he really didn't start breaking out until Rich Bisaccia took over when they let him like open up and do what he wanted to do. And then after that, I really didn't. It was just.
Yeah, that was year 2 for him as well.
Yeah, year 2 as well. Yeah.
So, guys, I'm there with you guys. Honestly, though, I'm going to tell you like this: if Justin Fields becomes available, I might not even give up more than a 4th-round draft pick, 4th or a 3rd. And
you didn't get him then.
Or I might do a player. I might tell him, hey, you know what? Renfro. I'll give you Renfro, and I'll give you like a 4th or something like that, like you guys say. But in my opinion, okay, it's like Justin Fields hasn't performed. Yes, Renfro hasn't performed. But if you look at Renfro, he's had those seasons where he's already had some performance, okay? If you look at Justin Fields, he really hasn't had those seasons where you can say, like, dude, this guy's a all-star or a freaking Pro Bowler. At least you can say Renfro's a Pro Bowler. It addresses your number 2 receiver position. If you draft Caleb Williams, gives you a slot guy, gives you DJ Moore to be outside, and it gives us a guy that's mobile that, gives us an upgrade at that quarterback position, which is definitely something we should look at. But, I think Justin Fields is a move that if you make that move, it's like you guys said, it's pre-draft. And if you do it pre-draft and you're giving up anything higher than a 3, you really, really got to check yourself in the mirror. You say, dude, am I really going to go through with this? Because this guy's going to come back next year. His contract is over, and he's going to want $40 million a year. And if he doesn't work out, you're giving up a starter for a guy that just came for a year to freaking dick us out of money and then leave. So
I don't think you got to look at it like you're giving up a starter because Renfro is not a starter.
I was going to say,
no, but I mean, like, for me, if you give up a 2 or a 3, that's a potential starter.
Well, if you're talking like you're trading player for player, then
no, like player for player, then I'm cool with it. If it's player for player, it's even more enticing for me. But I think it's gonna take that little bit extra. I don't think they're just gonna be like, yo.
That's why I say
Renfro straight up.
Pick. If I'm giving you Renfro, who is a proven Pro Bowler, I'm giving you a 3rd-round pick on top of that. That's why I said that trade earlier. I'm not giving you a 2nd-round pick. He hasn't even lived up to be a 2nd-round pick player. He's on, to tell you the truth, his quarterback rating, if you look at it, is he's either injured or they lose their games, Like
what has his injury history been?
He's had was there a leg injury, I think, right? Was there a leg injury?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what I know. He had a couple games this year.
I think he blew his leg, knee out or something like that.
Was it?
I look at it like this, man. One thing I absolutely hate about football is the fucking quarterback win-loss record, right? Everybody makes plays that are going to fucking win or lose a game.
He's had all kinds of injuries. He's had a shoulder injury, his sternum, his thigh, his knee, and his hand.
Damn. Okay.
What would you want him for?
Yeah, I'm giving you a 3rd-round pick for the guy. I'm not giving you anything more than that guy. And if and I'm keeping my 1st-round pick too. I could still pick up a quarterback too if I wanted to in my 2nd round. I'm not. Justin Fields is my veteran. If I'm bringing in a veteran, like I said earlier, I'm bringing in a veteran. I'm keeping AOC. He deserves a spot on the roster. He deserves to fight for at least. He deserves to fight for a spot.
And he's under contract and he's cheap.
And he's a cheap contract, yeah. So get rid of Jimmy G, save the money, go after some quarterbacks, and
but hey, you still got Hoyer under contract too.
Fuck that dude, get rid of him.
Hey, so I'm gonna ask you guys this.
I'm just
okay. Let me ask this question.
There's no reason to keep him.
I'm gonna ask this question right now.
Bring Black Glennon.
How is it that we got? How do we get rid of Jimmy G's contract? because Jimmy G is going to be due his money this year, right?
You
And
cut
he's
him after
guaranteed
June
money.
1st.
Yep. Hey, so Tony, first let's talk about this, Tony. Like, what do you do with Jimmy G? What if you're the GM, if you're Mike Telesco right now, what is your thoughts of how you're gonna move Jimmy G and how you're gonna get something for him out of us?
You wait for that first preseason injury to come down and unload him quick. Like, no, he'll be. I don't know exactly how that's gonna work because it is gonna cost. It's gonna be a little more than we kind of put ourselves in a little hole on that one. But they're talking about having a veteran in the locker room. I mean, I don't say that he's gone. I mean, I can see him actually staying, but the money is going to be a very crucial aspect of it, and I just don't know how they're going to get that fixed.
Okay. All in.
There's no shot he's in the locker room. I don't think. They already converted his first year salary, right? They gave him a signing bonus and kept him on the books for like $1 million. I don't see that happening again. You're not going to hand a dude to ride the bench $20-something million. He's got to go, man. There ain't nobody going to want him via trade. I don't even know if somebody gives a 7th round pick because of the money. But I think they just fucking.
So you think we just cut him and
hit.
bite the bullet?
Yeah. What do you do, man? I mean, what's his contract? Look it up, because his contract is fucking like 20, 21, 22 million. It's something crazy, man.
You don't think he could be a bridge quarterback though, if for like a team that is on the verge of, they're on the playoff verge. You don't see him being a bridge gap quarterback.
No. Look at the system that he grew up in. He couldn't even fucking run that, right? Go back to his San Francisco days. The dude was not that good.
No, and I agree with you, but I'm not. That's why I said, I don't think he's that great of a quarterback.
I don't think somebody's not gonna. I don't know that they're gonna take that contract on for an injury-prone quarterback. People still view him as a winning quarterback, and like you said, you're looking at that wins-loss column. Who views him as that? Josh McDaniels viewed him as that.
Well, I'm just saying, if you look at his record, though, it views it as that. You know what I mean? His win-loss record is
dumbest fucking stat in fucking football. I hate that stat.
Well, and that's the thing.
That's the thing. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I'm going by that stat. I'm just saying that's what other people look at. They look at the wins, losses. I look at your system like you say.
I would look at what he did in San Francisco and look at the kind of team he had. And I called it. The dude, they had a team in San Francisco nowhere to what we had.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, the dude. It's on tape, man. It's on tape.
I agree with you 100%. 100%.
I don't think anybody. I mean, they're not taking on that contract. They're not going to take it on for an injury-prone guy. How many games did he miss before we benched him?
Fucking like 6.
No, he didn't miss that many because AOC only started.
He missed enough.
Yeah, that was
AOC started a game. No, let's see. AOC started a game, and Hoyer started Chicago.
Other than that, he got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean,
fucking.
Yeah, I mean, like
he's gonna get a bridge to the fucking nursery home. That's about it. Nursing home.
Might have that bridge to Mandalay Bay or something like that.
Yeah, or fucking a porn star's house in fucking Vegas.
To the strip club. That's what he is to the bunny ranch out in Vegas. But
hey, and I ain't mad at him.
No. Hey, do your thing, man. Rock on.
Maybe if they would have left that dude alone in San Francisco with them porn stars, he'd have been all right.
If fucking Mark Davis would have never signed him in the first place when he was injured, we would be all right. Or Mark Davis, but
McDaniels and Ziegler. Yo. So
and for the record, Ziegler said, hey, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, I know. I hear you on that one. That's why I said McDaniels.
Oh, it's all McDaniels.
Yeah, that needs to
just blame everything on McDaniels. The guy fucks everything up. But hey,
they bring him back as the OC.
Oh,
I hope he goes to fucking Atlanta with Belichick and fucks that team up.
So, hey, hold on. Hey, I got something for you guys because I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. But Val, if you have Garoppolo, how do you get rid of Garoppolo? Or do you think you can't get rid of him and you're on the same boat with Alvin where we just have to cut him?
We just need to cut him.
Okay.
I don't even look at him sitting there on the bench, okay?
Hey, he is a great cheerleader, by the way. I'm going to give that guy the credit, man, because you get a lot of quarterbacks that are starters that have a big ego that get put on the bench. They're a bunch of assholes. And they start acting like prima
100%.
donnas. And guess what? It's like we're showing up and we're getting it done.
Hey, I'll give it. You nailed that, man. I will give him that. He went through that shit in San Francisco. He went through that shit here. He got
Yep.
benched, and the dude was the biggest fucking cheerleader on the team. Helped out the young quarterbacks. I mean, you got to give him that. You're right there.
So at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you, you guys said something that was key there. We got Bill Belichick, in my opinion, that's going to go down to Atlanta, right? He's getting all the old boys together. You got Matt Patricia, his left-hand man, and he got JMD, his right-hand man, so he can get his jollies down in Atlanta because he's in charge in Atlanta. I could really see them saying, hey, you know what? Let's bring in Jimmy. He's a system guy. He already knows what we do.
No. Hell no. They ain't taking over $28.3 million in a cap hit fucking for a trade. There ain't no fucking way, dude. There's no way.
And that dead cap number
that shit. He knew he fucked us over doing that shit.
That's what I was telling you. And the dead cap. Look up the dead cap hit.
The only time we can cut him was save 12, or we'd only be $12 million at a cap hit.
It's after June 1st, though.
It's after June 1st.
After June 1st, right? So before June 1st,
if you cut him now, you're on the hook for that dead cap hit is the $28 million.
So what is it after June 1st then?
12.
It goes down. It's sure.
Oh, okay. I was just looking at it because.
Yeah, I don't know what it is after June 1st. I just
I see it's 12. I see 2025. It goes down to $12 million in a dead cap. But in 2024, right now, it's showing a dead cap hit of $28 million if we were to release him.
Yeah, but I'll have to look it up. But it's something about June 1st. I forget what it does with the cap hit. Okay. We'd have to look it up. Real quick, man. I said it before the game ended, and then Rex Ryan said it on ESPN. In my opinion, if you're Buffalo, how do you not look at Bill Belichick as possibly your head coach? Sean McDermott ain't got it done.
Dang,
Sean McDermott.
Never thought about that. That's a good.
I like that. I like it. I like it.
Sean McDermott, 7 years. You keep losing to Kansas City in the playoffs. Cool. You beat them in the regular season. Cool. Here's your fucking trophy. Go home.
Okay, now think about this though. How many times has Bill Belichick beaten Kansas City since Tom Brady?
Well, they haven't played in the playoffs.
They have played in the regular season, though.
I can't tell you. I don't keep track of you, those shithole teams.
No, I'm just saying, it just I honestly don't see Bill Belichick being any better than he was with New England. Do you know what I mean? He don't have.
It's a better roster.
It's a better roster.
I agree. I'm not saying.
Hey, Josh McDaniels had a better roster in Las Vegas, and we still couldn't fucking do shit with that dude.
I'm not saying that Bill Belichick's a great coach. I'm just saying that look at that opportunity. Everybody views him as a great coach.
No, I like it too. I like it too.
I could see it.
I don't like anything of it.
He's just salty, bro. He still got salty nuts over the freaking head.
Hey, all these
He's like, fuck that team. Fuck those guys. Fuck everybody on those.
Yeah, all these flavors in the world, and you got to be salty, brother. Try something else.
Yeah. I don't care where they go. They can ruin the next fucking team. I give no fucks.
Right.
Yo. So, guys, all right, let's talk about the last two options here, okay? If you have the possibility to move up, and this is where all in comes in, okay? What are you willing to give up? And also, what are you willing to do in free agency if you can't get your guy? Okay. Or what's your play if you have your number two guy that you can get? So Hey, I'm gonna start with all in because you already started this one, bro. You can get
Well,
if
I
you
think
can
it
move
boils
up.
down. I think it boils down to the OC, man, and I don't see Washington or New England moving off that 2 or 3 spot. It all is going to come down to what does Chicago do with Justin Fields? Is he available? If he's available, you can forget trading up, right? Because they're going to go Williams, Daniels, May. They're going to go whoever they go. But if we got a chance, man, and they like one of the quarterbacks, if Cliff Kingsbury is if Cliff is named the OC, man, I really believe, I just got a feeling we're going to move up to 1, and they're going to pick who they want, Caleb or Jaden.
Okay.
Now you got to look at what do you give up, right? That's what you asked. You got to at least give up what Carolina gave up last year.
Okay.
And that was, I mean, we went over that a couple of weeks ago. That was a haul, right? That was a swap of first picks in last year's draft. That was this year's first round pick, right? Which is the number 1 pick we're talking about. It was a couple of other picks plus DJ Moore, right? So it's a minimum of that's what it's going to cost you, a minimum. Now it's a year later, it's probably going to cost you another pick or something. But to me, man, this all boils down to who's the OC and who do they want to run their system.
Yep, I got you. So, I'm gonna go next on this one, okay? Because in this one, I really feel we don't have to move up. Everybody keeps telling me we have to move up to get our guy, but we have to move up to get a really good player. I'm like, I really feel, depending, like you said, on the OC that comes in, and he says, hey, I can mold this kid because you got Bo Nix, okay? You got Penix, you got a good group of number 2 guys that we can say, hey, maybe we can pick up in the second. Now, but if we say, hey, AP says, Jaden Daniels is my guy. He's going to make it with him, and we're going to ride it out with him, which I really hate. I'd be like, and we've talked about it because I really feel that hamstrings AP. I got to jump on the same move with you, Allen. I'd be like, if he really feels that invigorated in that, and he can convince Telesco, okay, who's a great talent evaluator, okay,
Right.
and he says, yeah, he's worth the farm, then you do it. But if he goes like, yo, if there's any disagreement in my mind in the front office, you don't pull the trigger. And there we got our boy, Gunny Raider,
What up?
in the Tesla.
Hey, hey, Will, and
I got
to
tired
touch,
of hanging out with all these porn stars, man. I had to come hang out with you boys.
goddamn, you got a rough life, brother. You got a rough life. Hey, you
All
got
right, guys.
is Jimmy G hanging out with you too?
He wasn't there, man, unfortunately.
Oh man. Hey,
Yeah.
on your point though, man. If Cliff is the OC, and shout out to my boy Demon King, because he said he believes if Cliff's the OC, man, they go get Caleb.
If you think so, you think that if Cliff Kingsbury becomes our OC, the Raiders are going to sell the farm for Caleb Williams?
Well, I mean, you got to if they sell the farm, man, they'll have their pick, Caleb or Jaden, which is what I always thought it was Jaden, but Cliff's got Caleb ties, man, and everybody believes that kid's a generational talent.
All right, hey. So
I'm
Gunny,
not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying
no,
it
I'm not getting it.
all boils.
There is no
boils
right
down
or
to
wrong.
who's the OC.
All right.
Let me ask you this, Will, real quick before you go to Gunny. If Cliff Kingsbury's the OC, who's the quarterback that's going to run his system? Because we all decided AOC's not the guy, right? AOC can't do it.
Okay.
He can't run the air raid. So who do they go get if they don't sell the farm and get the guy they want?
If you don't sell the farm, okay, if you say, hey, it's the kid that's going to be in the second round, in my opinion, okay, and this is something that you can have either Bo Nix, okay, which Bo Nix has improved a lot ever since he left Auburn in that shit show over there, okay. You can bring in a Bo Nix to teach, but buy a guy and I mean, like, a lot of people are going to say, oh, he's injury prone as well, but I think that you can pick him up in the second round. That I would go with is Michael Penix. Okay, he throws a freaking dime. The guy can move in the pocket, and you know what? Because of the fact that he's had injuries, I feel like, hey, they're gonna be like, yo, you know, we gotta let him slide down, and if that lets that happen, then we do it, and that's what I feel like.
Yeah. I agree. If he's there, man, if he's there and you didn't take a quarterback and you haven't made a move and AOC's there, you take him. You got to, right? You got to. I think he might be the only quarterback out of all these big names that we're talking about that slides to the second round. I think somehow, some way, they all go in the first.
And that's where I can see Penix getting picked up, you know? So that's why I'm like, you know what? Let's make that happen. All right. Let me get Gunny involved here since he's just fresh, you know, from being a hard charger at the ABN. Getting in them 12 rounds like Tyson. Bah, bah, bah. Yeah, we can be perfect. All right, my brother. So we were talking about the upgrade at the QB spot, okay? If you can move up in the draft, okay? What are you willing to give up, and where's the position that you're moving up to?
What am I willing to give up and what?
And where are you willing to move up to as, like, if you got to get the first rounder, if you think you can get the one, because right now we only see Chicago trading out. We really don't see like Washington or New England. So you'd basically be trading up to the number one. No.
I think they're going to stick with it, man.
Okay.
I mean, he's not even in his. He's not even. We're talking about? This is third year. Next year be fourth year option.
Next year he's going in the four. Yeah.
Option. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I think Fields is done okay enough. They got a decent quarterback. They'll probably stick with him. But if they don't, I don't think Caleb Williams wants to play for Chicago, from what I've heard. At least from what I'm seeing. Man, I don't know. I think we talked about this, what was it, last 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
So just move up and get your guy. If that's the case, then move up and get your guy. I mean, we've done dumber shit in the draft, right? So move up and get your guy. If that's Caleb Williams, then go get him. If it's Jaden Daniels, go get Jaden Daniels, go get him. Go get somebody. Like I would. You're gonna have to get rid of that first. You're gonna have to give up the first, trade out, and maybe another first is what I'm thinking. Probably another first, 2025. Am I wrong?
No, you at least have to give that up because that's what was given up last year, which is why the Bears have the first pick.
Yeah, it'll be like a first and a third or something like that. Or a first.
No, dude. So last year they swapped first. They got this year's first. They got DJ Moore and William. I have it written down, but I don't have the paper with me. And they gave up like 2 other picks. Man, they gave up a haul. Hey, here's the other crazy thing that on Gunny's point is if they keep Justin Fields, I don't think they trade out of that first. I think they draft Marvin Harrison Jr. and then start letting the quarterbacks fall, which then, like in the mock draft, I moved up, remember, to the 4th pick.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I'm telling you.
Bro, I look at it like this.
Trade back a couple spots and still gain some capital and stuff like that for the Bears. And
a couple of spots, but you're talking you'd have to trade with Arizona at 4 or Washington and New England at 2 or 3. I just don't see either of those teams if they know the Bears are going to give up if the Bears aren't gonna take a quarterback, I don't know that they're willing to give that up, man. Someone's gonna have to give up and pay a big haul to get to
If
one.
there's no takers, for sure. If there's no takers, for sure. But if I would listen to everything if I'm the Bears, especially if I'm
I don't know.
keeping
How do you not take Marvin Harrison Jr. and pair him with DJ Moore?
I don't see him. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I think they roll with Justin Fields. The only reason I say this, I think the Bears are dumb enough to do it. I think they're gonna fucking skip on the fucking quarterback talent. Look at what they do every fucking time they have that pick, dude. They fucking blow it. Okay. So this is the way I see it. They're gonna try to roll with Justin Fields on a cheaper not really necessarily a cheaper contract, because they're pretty much gonna be the same contract if you pick up fucking.
Just change your option.
So
no, it'll be more. Caleb Williams would actually probably at the end of the day be more, because he'd be the number 1 pick versus the number 11 pick money.
If they pick up his 5th-year option, because if they pick up his 5th-year option, they still have that year, right? So they still have
2. So that if they pick up his 5th, they have 2 years left. They have this year and 2025.
Okay, so yeah, so then they would have those 2 years within which that would be like we could see, because you got to look at the quarterbacks coming out next year too, man. You could be like, hey, maybe I'm not interested in a Caleb Williams. I want Marvin Harrison.
Go get Shador.
Because Marvin Harrison's also a generational talent receiver. That dude's good too, man.
I'm telling you pair him with DJ Moore, man.
Exactly my point. So if you go out and you get him and say you can even trade back at number 9 to a team that's needy for a quarterback, like the Raiders, there's Denver, there's Minnesota, there's all those quarterback needy teams. You could fucking trade back and bank on number 8, or number 9 right there, and fucking, I don't know. That's just the way I see the draft playing out with the Bears. I don't see them trading out.
I want to give you guys a vision, all right, of the way I see this playing out. If the Chicago Bears really think Marvin Harrison is like a generational talent, he's not going to get past Arizona. There's no way you can trade back past Arizona.
And if he doesn't go at 1,
past fucking Washington.
No, he'll get past Washington, because Washington is quarterback needy. New England is quarterback needy. Arizona is the first spot where I really see Marvin Harrison. You got a quarterback on.
Yeah, but you got to think this is before free agency too, man. You got to think maybe Washington or somebody gets
that's true.
Quarterback.
But do you see Kirk Cousins going back to Washington?
You don't know. Never know, man.
No,
you never know.
I honestly, man, with that ownership group and the GM they hired in that 40, they're taking a quarterback, man. I would be shocked if they didn't take a quarterback.
Yeah. No, I'd be like, if you look at it, it's Magic Johnson. I'd be like, his group.
Exactly.
They're going to want to make a splash with their new guy, with their guy.
Yep.
They're not going to want to retread. They're not going to go like, hey, man, give me that leftover mulatto over there. Be like, hey, let me get that.
100%.
Let me get this. Let me get that. No, man. It's like, yo, like, let me get something straight, strong, and let me get it. So that's what they're going to do, because they want to franchise it and they want to market it, right?
Okay, yeah. So then, you're correct. And he don't get past Arizona, because I see New England to get a quarterback. New England's definitely.
If the Bears don't trade,
Caleb
goes to Washington.
Hey, if we move up to 9. If we move up to 9, we don't have to give up as much. Plus, it gives us the ability to get our guy. If Marvin Harrison goes 1, okay, that means Jaden Daniels. That means you get a guy. You're probably going to be able to pick one of those top 3 quarterbacks at 9. You see another team that's quarterback needy.
Yeah, so I got number 1. I got Washington. Number 2 is New England. Or this is after if you were to trade number 1, the teams that we need.
Number 1, you mean?
No,
Washington, New England. The New York Giants, Atlanta Falcons.
The only team I see,
and maybe
is
the
Falcons.
Titans. If you got one of those players that fall to the Titans, you're not going to tell me they're going to roll with fucking.
They got Levis.
They
drafted. If Jaden Daniels falls to the Tennessee Titans, you're not going to tell me they're not going to go after Jaden Daniels.
They've drafted a quarterback the last 2 years. I don't think so. No. Hey, check it out real quick. So the Panthers last season gave up. They swapped first-round picks 1 for 9, okay? They also gave up pick 61, in last year's draft.
Second
They
round.
gave up this year's first round, next year's second round, and DJ Moore.
Yeah, so damn near 3 first rounds because DJ Moore was a first round pick.
But,
Right?
hey, why don't we give up Renfro?
I don't know. I don't know if he was or not.
Hey, what do you think about
Renfro-
that package?
Renfro's hard-
If we go 1,
Renfro's
2,
hard to
and-
give up because of his contract.
Yeah, and hey, here's what the 49ers gave up 2 years before that for Trey Lance, and they went from 12 to 3. They swapped first. They gave up a first in 22. They gave up a first in 23 and a 22 third round compensatory pick.
no,
No, that's way too much.
that's way too much.
You got a better deal with the Panthers. Got less of a deal.
Right?
San Francisco got
That's crazy.
taken to the sanction.
Yeah, they got worked on that deal, and they don't even
Yeah.
have that dude. So I mean, you done lost all that shit for no one.
Yep.
No, I mean, they landed on Brock, who's playing well for them.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That's about as lucky
But
as
that's
you
in the
can get
7th
right there.
round, bro. That's in the
Yeah.
7th round. Hey, and let's
And
be
he still
real.
landed on it, so that's a lot easier
Hey,
to
Jimmy
forget.
G was successful there, bro. Jimmy G
Right,
was successful.
100%. That's why I said, Brock's playing well for them. But even then, I mean, hey, that botched trade is a lot easier to forgive when you got a guy like Brock Purdy who's been in the MVP talks in only his second year at
You're not lying there, man. You're 100% right there.
$850,000.
It don't matter after you get that guy. So I mean,
Yeah.
you're 100% right there. It doesn't fucking matter now. So, but yeah, I think they still got raped on that trade, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
Like,
they got taken to the
Yeah, I
ship.
got beat over the head, dude.
it was cheaper to move to the number 1 pick than it was the number 3 pick if you looked at it that way. Like,
Yeah, two
they
years
got
later,
beat over
too,
there.
man. That was 2 years later.
right?
So
Yeah, well, what do we do then, man? Because we're not waiting. We can't wait around till 12.
So-
Wait, 13.
move it to 9.
I don't even think
I
we
think the
move
move
up,
is to 9.
man. I don't even think we move up. I honestly
Just
tell you
grab
the
Michael
truth,
Penix Jr.
I
and
think we
shit.
just let it ride out, man. And you just let the chips fall where they fall, man. I know you're a coach. It's your first year, and you want to make that splash. But are you willing to give
no
up your
quarterback
next?
again next year?
Are you willing to give up your next couple years?
But here's the
fucking
thing.
drafts.
Again,
because you want?
Gunny,
Okay.
here's the thing, Gunny. You're saying, hey, we can't pick up a serviceable guy outside the first round.
No, I'm not saying that. We can get a guy that's good, but I mean, do we want another AOC, bro, or we're gonna?
Well, that's the thing, though. Is like, dude, I could roll with the Baker Mayfield for a year. I could roll with the Kirk Cousins for a year.
I can get with
You
that
know?
too.
Yeah,
No,
for a
trust me.
year. And then what is
Exactly.
that? Okay,
So I mean, next
but
year
that's
you're
not-
looking at who
that's
you
not
got
gonna
coming
make us
next
any
year. You
better.
got
Yeah, so
Deion
Matt, now
Sanders' son. You got
Matt, you're talking about. Hold on a minute though, because you're totally
Yeah.
stepping on yourself. You're stepping on yourself. I'm gonna tell you why. So you're saying I could do this guy for a year and this guy for a year. First of all, Baker ain't gonna be there. The Bucks ain't letting him go.
No, he
We'll
ain't going
just
nowhere.
nip that real quick. He ain't going nowhere. So now you're looking at top 5 guys next season. What's it going to cost you next year to go get a Shador Sanders or
That's
whoever
exactly
the
what
next
I was just
quarterback
saying.
is?
We'll have a
if
better
you have
record, we'll have a better record and
if
a worse draft.
right,
draft
we could potentially make the playoffs. And now you're talking from having to go from the 15 to 32 to the top 5 to get your guy,
I
man.
get what you guys are saying. I'm just more like I'm more hesitant about giving up so many first round picks and giving up the fucking ballpark for fucking the next 3 years under a rookie head coach who has no experience in doing this. You know, can you roll and build a team doing it that way? If you go and give up all these first round and second round picks for your guy, you think that might not even work out for you. You know what I mean?
Here's
And
my
what
question.
happens
It's all a gamble. The
this
guy-
shit doesn't work out and we got to go back to rebuild mode because we got to go get a new coach, we got to get a new GM, we got to get all this shit because we went and gave up 3 or 4 first round picks to get our dude.
Yeah, but the
You
guy
know,
at
definitely not.
pick 13 may not work out either. The draft is a gamble. It don't matter if you sell the farm. Here's the deal: if you believe player A is a generational talent, a franchise player, you have and you believe that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What have we lacked for 20 years?
No, absolutely.
You got to go. I mean,
So here's
at some
the
point,
thing, though.
At some point, you got to be aggressive.
No,
Right. And I
absolutely.
agree with you. Be aggressive.
Now, my thing is this, okay? now we're thinking these guys might be a generational talent, right? As fans, we're sitting here and we get enamored with players. We see these guys on TV. You say they're the best thing ever since sliced bread, right? But if you're the GM, okay, and you're not like 100% into that guy, you don't take the risk. You don't take it. And you say, hey.
Well, that's exactly what I just said, though. Like, if you believe that player A is that dude, then you gotta go get him. If you don't believe it, then you don't.
But let me ask like this. Do you see any player like that in this draft that is just I think Marvin Harrison at the wide receiver position is a generational talent. Okay. But
I don't think he can miss on that one.
I think he's the one. I think the generational talent that we missed out on, and this was last year, was C.J. Stroud. I think that kid's gonna be fucking.
Okay.
That's generational talent.
Yeah,
I think
that's hard to say we missed out.
Yeah, and that's last year.
I know, and I'm just saying.
So
like, that's just
you see a generational talent at quarterback right now that you're saying, hey, this guy's going to be a generational talent. I'm going to put all my chips in, and I want a name. So tell me like this. Do you see Val? I know that you're tired. So Val, no? All right. Hey, give me if you trade up, no, she's been quiet the whole time, just listening us to argue. She's probably like, stupid boys. But, you know, yeah. Is there any quarterback that you really think in this that's coming out in the draft now that you really go like, hey, that guy can be the guy that for the Raiders for the next 10, 15 years? Nope. No. Oh.
I know. Okay. I don't follow.
But is there a name or anything like that you've been hearing that you're like, hey, no? Okay.
No, I don't know. If we find somebody and we're like, that's him.
No, I got you. All right. Gunny, is there any generational quarterback that you see in the draft right now that you can say, hey, man, if we're going to put on all our chips, this is the guy we put our chips in on?
It's crazy because I think this year was like quarterback year, right? Coming in.
Absolutely.
Caleb Williams struggled against like top tier teams. You know, maybe he was pressing because his defense was ass, which makes sense. I didn't get to see Jaden Daniels play a lot, but that dude looks like he's 140 pounds, man. Honestly, like, have you seen the guy? He
looks like a wet paper towel.
Yeah, he was standing next to two ladies there. I was like, that's Jaden Daniels?
Dude,
I was like,
he's small.
He's gonna break, dude. He's gonna break. And then I don't know, man. It's hard for me to say because I'm really bad at judging quarterbacks. But if you're gonna sell the farm, dude, go get the fucking guy. Just go get the guy. Go get fucking Caleb Williams. If that's the fucking guy and everybody thinks he's the guy, go get the guy. That's the way I see it. You know what I mean? Why trade up for Jaden Daniels? Why trade up for anybody else? Just go get the guy. If that's what everybody thinks is who is the guy. If not, you're right. So let's sit back, wait. We'll probably end up with like a Michael Penix or something like that, which isn't bad. I'm down with that. I'm down with Michael Penix. That's cool. I mean, he played like shit in the national championship, but that only helps us because he didn't play like shit the rest of the year. So I don't know.
Like shit the week before.
He didn't play like shit the week before either. So I mean, I'm sure. I mean, he got a lot of problems in that game too. I mean, they were sticking it to his ass. So yeah, they were beating his ass hard. So I don't know, man. Honestly, if we're gonna go up, sell the farm for Caleb Williams. You know, I don't know if Jaden Daniels is the guy. I never really seen the guy play, but just the way he's built, I don't like it. To be honest with you, that's a little too little bit of beef on that body for me.
No, I got you. Hey, Matty B's itching at the chance right now, so I'm
not sold on any of the quarterbacks, man. I'm just not sold on any of these quarterbacks. And if I'm gonna,
I get that.
If we hold on to number 13 and get the best player available to help us out, whether that be offense or whoever, if there's not a quarterback that we have, because I mean, you're telling me that you're not gonna have any of these quarterbacks. You're not gonna have no JJ McCarthy. You're not gonna have any of those dudes by the time it falls to you at 13. Now, I like JJ McCarthy more than I like fucking Jaden Daniels or Michael Penix. You know what I mean? He at least, he's a winner. He's proven to win. His games. He's had he's had some bad games, but I view him as the better quarterback out of them, and he's bigger, and I see him as being more durable. So
so was AJ McCarron.
I'm not mad about picking him.
Yeah, and I mean,
pick him at 13 if that's what
I'll
if we're
be right
gonna
back, guys.
quarterback. I'll wait till 13 and pick JJ.
Sorry, so is Jaden not played in big games and won big games?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just not
but...
sold on him. Like Gunny said, I just don't see him being big enough. I don't see him taking the big hits. I don't, I'm not saying he ain't he hasn't taken hits or anything, but I'm just saying.
I wonder how much bigger McCarthy is than Jaden. I'd like to know the size compared. Like, what are we looking at?
I can look that up real quick and find that out.
You look up McCarthy,
yeah,
and I'll look up.
I'm just curious. I mean,
Jaden Daniels.
You really got. I mean.
Oh, I see now. He's tiny.
Bro, so.
Well, he might be tiny, but he's fucking bigger than all of us.
Well, I'll be like, he's height-wise. Bro, he's 6'4", 210.
Yeah, he's 6'4", but he looked
He's
tiny.
210. So I'll be like, you could put weight on that frame for sure, but how big is McCarthy?
For sure.
Yeah, McCarthy's 6'3", 202. So I mean,
they're fucking same quarterback.
Same quarterback. I mean, yeah, I guess.
But one of them doesn't run as much as the other.
One doesn't run as much as the other. I guess. I don't know. I mean, I think the only reason everybody's getting hyped on Jaden Daniels is because of AP. Honestly, I just
personally, it's at 10,000 passing yards and 2,000 rushing yards. I mean,
yeah, unbelievable stats to see.
That's his career. That's in the SEC too. So let's not act like he's not playing in big time games either.
No. So
at a big time program, I think he gets dismissed. A lot of people because LSU lost a couple games this year. The dude he played big time football, man.
No, absolutely. So hey, all in now. You got the floor, baby. Do you see a guy in the draft that is that type of generational talent that you're willing to move the farm for? That you personally
I don't personally. I mean, I think you need a mobile guy. I think it boils down to Caleb or Jaden. At some point, in my opinion, you got to pull the trigger, right, and make a move and go get a guy. So, yeah, if you're looking at this draft alone and you're going off what everybody said, I mean, I'm like Matt. I wasn't a very good judge last year because I wasn't sure Stroud was gonna live up to the hype he was getting. You gotta go get your guy, man. Regardless,
and I'm with you on being aggressive and going and getting your guy. Like I'm 100% with you on that one.
And I agree with you, but again, this is where I come back to say, okay, in Raider Will's book, there is no generational talent at the quarterback position that I'm willing to sell the farm for right now. People are going to say Caleb Williams. I say Caleb Williams cries to his mother after he loses a couple games. You can't do that in the NFL. You need a group of men. Yeah, like you can't go cry to your mommy and be like, "Mom, I can't get it together."
Kelsey's do all
in my opinion. Bo Nix did the same thing.
Yeah, Kelsey brothers do it all the time. Man.
That's for me. That for me shows me, hey, you know what? You lack a little bit of the leadership. And I mean, a kid can throw from any platform. Don't get me wrong. But for
let me tell you something though, real quick, Will, because these kids are getting paid now, bro. These college kids are getting paid now, so they're big ass fucking babies.
I know they're soft as baby poop now, bro.
They're not giving a shit about fucking how they look. They don't care because they're already millionaires. So I mean, at the end of the day, like, imagine how many of those kids, these quarterbacks, prior to this year's draft, prior to when the college football went to getting paid, imagine how they would have acted. Every kid would have been Deion Sanders.
I got you, bro. 100%. And again, if you're drafting this dude at number 1, he's going to be the face of your franchise. Do you want to see a bunch of them little Jordan crying faces on your franchise quarterback every time you lose the game?
I get it, man, but you're going to see a lot more.
Matt, let me ask you this.
What's up?
It's back to our conversation too the other day about it's just the way the athletes in sports is now. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I hate it, and I think you have a tough time leading that way. But Matt, let me ask you this: last year going into the draft, where were you on C.J. Stroud?
I actually liked CJ Stroud. I was actually hoping we would have moved up to get CJ Stroud last year. Like, I really did like
I
CJ
wanted
Stroud
a
last
quarterback.
year. Like, I thought last year was the year that I thought we were going to actually do something. I had high hopes for McDaniels in that draft last year, honestly, to tell you the truth. Like, I thought he was actually going to make a splash with Ziegler, but we didn't do shit.
I actually did on the defensive side. I really thought if Jalen Carter fell, I really thought he was going to be the dude.
Yeah, I was
didn't see
kind of
us moving up
surprised when we went defense last year. Honestly, in my opinion, I was surprised. Like,
I wasn't, and I'll tell you why. You never really saw Belichick move up in the draft, right? He didn't move up when he needed a quarterback. He let Mac Jones fall to him. So I knew being raised in that system, Josh was not moving up to get anybody, especially a quarterback.
Right.
I really thought it was going to be Jalen Carter last year, but okay, so you were high on Stroud last
I
year.
liked Stroud, and I liked the other cat for Carolina too. What was his name?
Bryce Young?
Yeah, Bryce Young. I like that kid too. So I was really like either one of those quarterbacks. In my opinion, I was like I would have went for either one of them. So,
Thank
but
God we
Stroud
didn't
was
go
like
Bryce
I
Young.
really liked Stroud last year. In my opinion.
Well, okay, so let me ask you this: you like Bryce Young? What is different about Bryce Young than Jaden Daniels?
Nothing.
Look at it. Look him up. Look at his size.
No, I mean, no, I guess you're right there. No,
Other than the coach, other than being coached by familiarity, that's it.
Right.
no, I mean, no, you're right there, man.
They both played in the
Well,
SEC.
hold on. So I'm going to say there's a difference, okay? Bryce Young comes from a pro-style offense.
Okay, I was talking merely the
like he's
size,
talking merely
right?
like body size and
No,
everybody's
I get the physical stuff, but I'm
we're
like
shitting on
the
Jaden
difference for
because of
me.
his size.
No, but for me, here's the difference too. You got to look at the mental game. You could look at the physical part and say, "Hey, the guy's smaller and stuff like that." But the mental game is where the quarterbacks make their money. Oh,
Right, 100%, and I get all that. He came from Alabama. I wasn't even comparing that because there is no comparison, right? Except, and also in my opinion, other than I just didn't like Bryce Young, Alabama quarterbacks typically don't have success in the league.
Right, and I agree with you on that one too.
And that's why I was
I
like,
also agree with you on USC, or I also agree with that on USC quarterbacks too, man. Like I've never,
100%.
not a big quarterback.
I hate you, bro. Don't talk to me right
Sorry. When's the last time they produced quarterback?
now. Oh, shoot. Hey,
He
we got
transferred
Mr.
in.
Butt Fumble.
Don't be talking about Matt Leinart like that, bro.
The Sanchez. It's all about the Sanchez. All right, guys.
Don't be
Hey,
talking
let's
about
get
Matt
down to
Leinart
the
like
last
that.
question of tonight. What's that, Gunny?
But don't be talking about Matt Leinart like that.
God damn it.
Yo, all right, guys. Last question of the night. All right. If we upgrade the quarterback position through free agency, who do you guys want to see come in? Hey, I'm going to start with Val. Yeah. Surprise.
Surprise.
Hey, you saw the list, Val. You saw the list on the thread. Do you remember the list? You get I think at the very top of the list was Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, Baker Mayfield.
If he doesn't get retained by Tampa Bay. Gardner Minshew.
Yep. Tyrod Taylor.
Here,
I'm bringing it up right now.
He's bringing it up. Hold on.
I got you guys.
Getty needs to put on a
We
different
got
shirt.
Kirk Cousins at 1. We got Baker Mayfield at 2. We got Gardner Minshew at 3. We got Sam Darnold at 4. We got Ryan Tannehill at 5. We got Jacoby Brissett at 6. Jameis Winston at 7. Tyler Huntley at 8. Tyrod Taylor at 9. And we have Jimmy Garoppolo if he's not cut.
Well, I wouldn't even. That's not even an option.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Val? Who do we go with?
Go ahead, my bad.
Who did I say?
You didn't.
We got Kirk Cousins. We
No,
got.
no, no, no.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Baker?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Baker,
Baker's not going to be there. So
Minshew.
Gardner Minshew.
I said him or
There's Jameis Winston.
Oh
Kobe
God, no.
Brissett.
Jesus Christ.
no,
Kirk Cousins.
no,
None of that shit.
Tyrod Taylor.
no.
Tyler Huntley. Those are about the only quarterbacks, unless you want Sam Darnold, and nobody likes that dude.
No.
So you're only thinking
Hey,
Gardner
that's a
Minshew is
USC
probably your
quarterback.
best option at free agent.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We finally got her to commit to a guy. Yo,
Great a commitment, dude.
yeah, all in. Out of that whole free agency list, give me a name of who you would like to come in and give the Raiders a little from free agency.
Well, I wanted Baker last year. But I'm gonna keep it real. None of those guys. But knowing who our GM is now, don't be surprised if it's Tyrod Taylor. He played for them right before Herbert came in.
Ooh.
Remember, he got fucking punctured in the lung,
Yeah.
and then that sparked Herbert's career. So look for Tyrod Taylor to be a Raider.
Ooh. You heard it here first. Where we hear a bunch of stuff first,
All
like
right.
even in a week or 2 weeks in advance sometimes.
I think if you're going free agency, man, you got to go familiarity, and I think all of those guys are in one bubble. I don't think one is better than the other.
I could almost see Jacoby Brissett as well, in my opinion. You know, he's almost the same kind of quarterback as Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
can't
and I
get
only
Tyrod
said
Taylor.
Taylor because of familiarity with the GM, right?
Right. I'm just saying, like, if we can't get a Tyrod Taylor, my next best quarterback in that free agency list would be Jacoby Brissett. You know, because Tyrod Taylor would be my quarterback too if I went.
so
with somebody.
he's thinking Tyrod Taylor
You
as well.
you love them New England boys.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, Jacoby Brissett was pretty good. Fucking Indy too, man. He's a good quarterback. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's not bad. Like I said, they're all, in my opinion, they're all the same. You're getting the same thing out of all them dudes.
Yeah.
Gunny, what do you got? You're hiding. I can only see half your face.
She
Well,
told me
What,
His
There it
shirt
is.
says naughty.
what does the shirt say?
Extra naughty. That's why I was cracking up.
What's wrong with that shirt?
I was distracted. That's why I was like, wait, what?
I'm working.
Extra naughty self-protection detail. Please make sure to contact Gunny Raider.
I'll explain.
I like the plug.
I'm working for Naughty America this week, and they have some
Hell yeah.
called
No,
not
man.
extra. I don't know what extra naughty means. I probably should ask tomorrow, but
Did you not?
I'm pretty sure you could probably use your imagination, bro.
Yeah.
all completely different type of porn. But who knows? Anyways, I'll figure that out tomorrow. Who we bring in? If this scenario fits with what you guys are talking about, that there's no quarterback that we might want in the first round, yada yada. Bring him in, baby. You like that? You
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
Hey,
like that?
here's my thing to that, man. What kind of money does Kirk Cousins demand?
He gonna command some money for
Okay,
sure.
so when the season
Contract.
starts next year, Kirk Cousins is going to be 36 years old coming off of ACL.
Yep. No, I get that. What I'm saying is,
going to be in his 40s, right?
Did you just compare? Aaron Rodgers is going to.
He's drunk. Just leave him.
I just
What?
seen how
No.
I get you, bro.
Hey, and he doesn't. Hey, he don't have the medicine that fucking Aaron does. All right.
Yeah. You don't get
if
that
we don't,
ayahuasca or whatever you call it. Ayahuasca.
if all you guys are sitting here saying we don't really like anybody, and we need a starting quarterback,
Hit him.
I mean that's gotta be. It's gotta be it.
I'm
Hey,
gonna
you
go
guys
with
did
you.
leave one guy off the list.
Who?
And Will brought this guy up last week, and I thought I might have to fucking.
Oh, I hope he's thinking.
Yeah, it's exactly who Will fucking said last week.
Who?
Fucking old motherfucking Mile High fucking cowboy.
Oh hell no, dude. Get that dude out.
Oh, man, you know who we're talking about.
Hey, no, Will brought it up, man. I mean,
sea chicken, gunslinging chicken.
Bro, there's so many.
Russell Wilson.
Listen,
Like nobody likes it.
Hey,
I was thinking Jameis Winston, but then you got me on that one. I'm like, yeah, fuck that dude.
Hey, no.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Hold on. A lot of people, are saying F that guy. But to say that he is not an upgrade at the quarterback position for the Raiders right now, if he comes in at free agency, is total bullshit. Okay? He automatically upgrades that position.
Denver can't get rid of him. They're in a contract situation with him right now.
No, they let him cut him.
That's the thing. Yeah. Look, they ain't gonna let him cut him, and we ain't gonna trade for him, man. He's too much of a.
They're not
gonna cut him.
First of all, ain't nobody trading for him. First
They're
of all, they will cut
$50 million over the cap limit.
They're cutting him, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the fucking owners of Walmart own the Denver Broncos, and they fucking wipe their fucking ass with money.
Right.
They don't give a fuck about that money.
They have a cap with their players. It doesn't matter how much money they make.
They can
still
go
have
over.
to have a cap.
You can go over and pay a fee.
Yeah, but that's a dead.
It's like what, $80 million to cut Russ?
They already cut him. They're saying it's $87 million, and they will cut him.
Yeah. That's a dead. I mean, that's just dead cap
over already. That's insane to me.
No, that's the Chargers that are 50 over.
No, the Broncos are over too right now. I was just listening to that on the way home. They're over their salary cap right now too. So if they cut Russell 85, they're fucking in some dead cap or some salary cap issues too, man.
Matt, let me ask you this: so do you believe that they benched him for the last 2 games due to contract? That they're going to keep him?
No, but this is what I was hearing earlier today on my way home, because I thought the same thing. I was like, I don't really know why. I was thinking that, like, why would you bench, keep him on your shit? But they were saying, if you release him right now, you're looking at $80 million in cap. Okay. Now you can let him go, but with them being so far over right now with salary cap, letting him go, they're going to be even deeper. So they're saying right now, they said the best thing for them to do is to keep him on the books. They were talking about this. I'm not saying this is what they're going to do. I'm just saying this is what they think they should do. Is Sean Payton is the kind of guy that, let him go out there and talk to you and they'll work out a deal or something like that. So that's why I say I don't see him cutting Russell Wilson because of the contract that he has right now. And he also has a no trade clause too. So, I mean, you're not going to keep Russell Wilson on your bench paying him that much money. There's no fucking way. And you're not going to just cut him and get $80 million in my book. You're not going to trade. You're going to trade it to some team that fucking is a quarterback needy.
Nobody's going to trade.
If you're going to trade 3 first-round picks for a quarterback, you can't tell me they're not looking at Russell Wilson.
Not at that contract.
Trade that for Russell Wilson.
There's no way.
Wilson at $250 million guaranteed.
But he's a quarterback winning Super Bowl in some people's eyes, is what I'm saying. Like, don't leave anything out of it. I'm not saying I'm not saying you guys are all wrong. I'm not saying you guys are wrong in any means.
But
I'm just saying somebody needs to test what you're fucking drinking. That's what I think.
Hey, hold on. Who do you see? Who do you see that would pay that type of price for him?
Name a team.
Name a team that you would take that type of contract for a guy that is coming off a down season, that has been having struggles, that you could probably spend half as much and get a guy that's better. So that's where it's like, you see what I'm saying?
Name a team.
I like what you said, but look, I pulled out the golf club, right? Because I'm going to tell you what Marcus or what freaking Russell Wilson is for any team once he becomes cut and a free agent. Okay? You get on that green, right? Usually with the quarterback, you got to pull out the 9-iron, right?
Hey,
because you're hitting
Washington would be my team, to let you know.
You're fucking no.
Washington ain't gonna make no splash, bro. Fucking if they couldn't get a fucking,
they're not. They have the number 2 pick. They got the number 2 pick.
A young one. Where you can put your franchise behind. But this is what Russell Wilson is, all right?
For a
you
quarter
down,
of the cost.
and then
you don't even know how to golf.
You put it in, That's what Russell Wilson is, because he's going to come down, okay, and he's going to come at a discount because he's going to play for a team
He's going to
at a
come at a league
discounted price
minimum.
because he's already getting $87 million from the Broncos.
He's going to come at a
see.
league minimum. And I'll tell you what, if you named two quarterbacks, Russell Wilson being one and Jameis Winston being the other, I'm taking
fuck
Russ.
Jameis Winston, bro. Jameis Winston.
Fuck that, dude.
No,
not even
bro.
on
I
Jameis
wouldn't
Winston
touch him
right
with somebody else's team.
When you go and do some shit like that at the end of the year on that play right there, tells me I ain't fucking bringing you to my fucking
That's
team.
not what I need. Exactly.
I'm not bringing you to my team.
Bro,
That
AP
play
would
right there.
strangle that dude. AP would beat that dude up in the locker room right after he pulled
Yeah,
that
if he
shit.
had to done that shit, I would say maybe, but I'm not bringing a guy that's going to be cancerous like that. Look at the shit he was doing to Carr on the sideline, dancing and making fun of him and shit. If you're a quarterback and you're there to win for your team, it doesn't matter if you're quarterback. Look at Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
He got benched for Aiden O'Connell. You didn't see him going over there dancing and talking shit, or fucking AOC talking shit to him because of it. You got to be a leader in that position.
I agree.
I'm not bringing in I'm not looking at that dude. Like,
no, I agree with him.
You might
100%.
throw 50 touchdowns to your 50 interceptions, but that equals out to 0. You know what I mean?
But so your thoughts, all in on that guy?
Who?
Hey, Jimmy G's got the gig, bro. So don't worry about Jimmy G. That dude's making more money than almost anybody on the team.
Oh,
Yeah. No, we're talking about.
I talk about Jameis Winston.
We're talking about Crab Boy, or what is it, Lobster Boy?
But I don't care. But I don't like his interceptions. I wouldn't mind. I don't give a shit about him about the. I don't give a shit about ignoring and disobeying his coach. AP would fucking choke him to death.
And AP would just cut him. Like you'd get to the locker room, you gone.
Right?
Yeah, AP.
Yeah, I just don't see that shit flying with AP.
I don't see it flying with AP.
Not happening.
Not at all.
I think Matt's sipping on. I don't know. Somebody got to test what he's sipping on because I think he's crazy if he thinks the team's trading for.
It's that. Hey, what's in whiskey?
I ain't even thinking. I ain't drinking. Maybe that's what I need to be doing.
But I think if I think if it boils down to it, right, and now you're looking at just strictly free agents, and say Russell Wilson is cut. So you're talking Russ, Kirk, Tyrod Taylor, Gardner Minshew, all those guys you just listed. Who are you taking?
You talking to me?
Everybody.
Go ahead.
If you add Russell Wilson to that free agent list, and we're talking the Raiders are strictly signing a free agent, like the question was posed, right? To move into 2024 with, who are you taking? If you add Russ to that list.
I'm still looking at Tyrod Taylor or Jacoby Brissett in my book. Yeah, Russell Wilson's a hot commodity if he's in a free agent list, but I'm not going after him in my opinion. I've seen how he plays. I'm not doing that, and I'm not giving him a contract. He's gonna want a contract too. He's not gonna go in there and play for some fucking lump change, because he got cut by the Broncos. He's gonna want a contract, and I'm not gonna pay Russell Wilson a contract when I just watched the last 2 seasons with the Broncos of what he's done.
I don't think he's going to command a big contract at all. And I don't think he's going to command a big contract because of the issues he's had the last 2 years. Hey, man, here's a 1-year prove-it deal. I'll give you, $5 million or whatever.
Do you understand that when you sign Russell Wilson, you're signing a quarterback, trainer, and all this other shit that comes along with him? He's going to want all his shit, man. Like,
well, Sean Payton,
I think that was a lot of the shit that happened with Denver this year. He was like, fuck this, I can't have my shit, which was a problem the year before because he had all that and nobody else did.
Well, he also had a weak-ass rookie head coach, too.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the big difference comes in. Okay, we're talking about it, and we said, hey, you know what? I think he can come in at a discount because we can offer something that no other team can offer. And that's a thing where you're saying, hey, man, that team lets you go. You can get back at that team. There's a lot of, we can offer you that. You see them twice a year. Now, I don't like.
And let's not forget they were on what were they on, like a 6-game win streak or something?
No, dude, and he played well. I mean, the stats. That's why people. It wasn't.
Give the dude the credit. He did play well after they started off 1-5, right? They I mean, they were pushing for the playoff spot. They were higher in
They
the
went on a
standings than
6-game
we
win streak.
were.
And then when they literally pulled them is when they got out of the playoffs. So, I mean, like,
Yeah.
you're bringing in a serviceable guy. And for
And they
me,
pulled him over a contract dispute.
yeah. And for me, if you bring him in, you have to bring him in at a comfortable wage and be like, yo, none of the other bullshit, just like all the other players, you know, and you kind of say, hey, this is our way. This is the way you do things. And I think he would structure under it. But again, bro, could be an interesting thing we'll have to look at. Now, guys, hey, let's get to the last part, the Pick'em Challenge, okay? We only got
Man.
2 games this week.
How'd
All
you guys
right.
do last week?
Shoot.
I can tell you how I went. I went 3-1. I got a parlay to prove it.
Yeah, I went 3-1.
Game parlay just by 1.
I went 3-1 as well. What'd you do, Matt?
I didn't even pick last week, dude.
You're a goddamn liar.
That's how well he did.
I went for all the underdogs and not one damn underdog won, dude. Fucking.
You went 0-4?
I went 0-4, man. In the playoffs. I was out the fucking second round.
All that fucking shit talking last week.
Yeah.
All that
Hey,
shit
man.
talking.
I
Damn.
thought Packers were going to do something, you know. They almost did. They almost pulled that game off, but the Texans are the ones.
Inexperience, buddy. Inexperience.
All right.
I'm talking about the Packers.
Hey, man. They fucking put up a fucking fight, dude. They almost won that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Debo didn't go out though, it may have gotten out of hand early. They may have been Debo's the key to that team's success.
Yeah, they're talking like they're not even 100% if he's even going to be back this week or not. So
That'll be interesting.
he hasn't have a sprack or a crack shoulder though.
Dude, they're saying like their win percentage is like way down without Debo.
Way down.
So
way down.
It'll be interesting. So hey guys, we got Chiefs Ravens.
There it is. I went 4-0. If we call it.
You went 4-0? Damn.
Hey.
Except the -10. I took the spread with the San Francisco 49ers at -10.
Should have went straight up. Gutty.
Yeah, that shit's trash though, man. That's straight -2, -3 or 400 or something like that. You can't. That's not worth your fucking time.
No, I got you. All right. Hey, we got Chiefs Ravens. Val, who do you got?
Right? Who? Val? Okay.
Yeah, Val.
Val?
Yep.
Chiefs Ravens, Val. Who you
Chiefs
got?
Ravens.
I'm not going for the Chiefs.
There you go. You
She's
know that.
Ravens, bitch. Fuck those guys. Fuck the Queefs.
I will never, ever root for the Chiefs. Ever. And if I ever did, please shoot me.
All right. So we got Baltimore for
No.
Val.
Let me look at the flowers.
All in. Who do you got, bro?
Man, I picked Baltimore to win it all, so Baltimore.
Ooh. Matty B, who do you got?
I ain't going for the Chiefs. So
Baltimore.
We're going Baltimore on that one.
Gunny?
I'm taking the Ravens. The Ravens are a better team.
Yo.
The Ravens. I would pick the Chiefs if the Chiefs were going to win the game. See, that's the difference. You see what I'm saying? That's why.
Hey,
So
here's
if you
why I
picked
think
the Raiders, if you knew the Raiders weren't going to win that game?
Hold on a second, man. Why hypothetical
I'm just saying, if you're playing by the wins. There's plenty of wins left on the table this year, guys.
Hey, this game might be more of a defensive game than people think, too.
The Ravens are a better.
And you know what?
But you're right, Gunny. The Ravens are better, and look what they did to San Francisco on Monday Night Football.
Oh, ain't no doubt. So, hey, guys, and I'm going to be with you guys. I mean, like, this is going to be a clean sweep. I say birds. I mean, like, they're just going to give it to them. I don't see Patty Mahomes having a clean game, bro. I think this is going to be the game that breaks him.
Yep.
You know, and I'm just going to be honest about that. Now, hey, in the NFC, we got Detroit and San Fran, Matty B.
I'll pick somebody else. I want to go later.
All in. Who do you got?
Man, I've been back and forth on this game. I still think San Francisco gets there. as much as I want to pick Detroit, man, and I would love for Detroit to win it. I just think San Francisco's the more experienced team in this situation, obviously. I think they get there. Frisco,
right.
Baltimore in the dance.
Let's go. All right. Hey, Gunny, what do you got?
Man, I'm taking Detroit, baby. Motherfucking Detroit. I'm taking Detroit.
Wow.
And I'm taking Detroit to win the Super Bowl. Bang. Fuck everybody else.
Bye.
There we go. You heard it here first. Gunny's banging Detroit Super Bowl champions.
Yep,
Let's
I don't
get
want
it.
to hear 49ers, no Ravens. I want the Detroit Lions to win.
It's not going to happen.
All right, Val.
Niners.
Detroit.
She said it ain't going to happen.
Detroit, San Francisco. What do you got,
San
bro?
Francisco.
San Francisco. Ooh. Now.
All right, man. I'm going Detroit in this game, and you know why? Because what you said earlier. If Deebo Samuels ain't playing, what's their win percentage? And I think, man, the Lions last week, man, they were teeing off all week on the fucking team they were playing, you know. So, I mean,
Be right back.
that Hutchinson's fucking good in the playoffs, man. Fucking
yeah, he's
playing
stud.
opposite of him. He's playing fucking badass too. So I mean, I got Detroit in this game because of that right there. And if, like I said, if Debo ain't playing, that takes a big fucking shot on your team right there. So.
Hey, if you want to predict the Super Bowl teams, you just got to look at the colors of the logo.
Oh yeah. You're not lying there, man.
Have you guys seen that floating around?
Yeah.
That's
People
fucking
are
hilarious.
like, and I don't even know how people do that, man. I'd be like, conspiracy theories galore.
Bro,
I'm like, shoot.
You'll be surprised at people that do shit like that, man.
Yeah.
Hey, go back the last 15 years and let me see the fucking logos.
Right. Yo, so I'm
Then
going
we
to tell
can
you guys
talk.
like this. I am with you guys. I think Detroit beats San Francisco, and Detroit Rock City will be in their first Super Bowl ever, and that gets them over.
Yep. I fucked up last week.
The Ravens, bro. I think the
That
Ravens
would be badass, man. I would not be mad at all if Detroit beat San Francisco. Being a NorCal kid, man, I got everybody back home is a Niner fan, right? And it's fucking and they fucking dick ride the Raiders so hard. All they do, San Francisco could win the Super Bowl and they'll talk about how the Raiders suck. I mean, that's just how they are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just shut up and go away. But I wouldn't be mad about it. I just don't know that the inexperience gets them there. Hey, but I like the similarities between AP and Dan Campbell. They're very, very similar.
was just about to say that, bro. And you know what? We might be that 2.0 team that comes with
100%.
that. Because honestly, Dan Campbell likes that his teams are physical, that they play hard, and he's a motivator. And that's exactly what I see in AP. But the people
100%.
that sleep on this is that AP watches film like no other. Bro, he's such a big student of the game that even people were saying when he was a player, he would be watching film to the last minute, getting in the locker room, having a tablet, studying the game plan, and his knowledge of the game is huge. I think his knowledge of the game is at a higher level than Campbell.
Yeah, possibly.
So I'm excited for that, man. All right, guys. So, hey, I think Gunny's still out, but hey, guys, we're getting down to the end of the show. If you guys stayed with us this long, please click like, subscribe, share, hit us up on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We are all over the place. Guys, we're always trying to get in touch with you guys. So, hey, please make sure you contact. And, hey, you guys know what it is. It's all about one team, one nation, one family. It's all about the Raiders. Let's go, baby.
I had to get in for that one, man.